student movement, we reacted to that chaos which was going on by analyzing and distilling what we thought was crucial. The good thing is that some of us were part of the wealth creators. We are wealth creators. Many of our people are wealth creators. We produce, we have cows, we have crops, and do other activities. And like we, the wealth creators of Ntungamo, we have cows, so we produce milk, we produce beef, we have bananas, we have coffee. We are wealth creators. We live by our sweat. Now, we wealth creators, we came to see that we needed everybody. Everybody who bought our milk was helping us. The one who bought our beef, the one who bought our bananas, the one who bought our coffee, these were all our friends. They were helping us. That's why we reacted against the sectarianism, which was being pushed by people whom we didn't understand what they were interested in. We rejected, as a student movement, the sectarianism of religion, because some people were pushing that. Sectarianism of religion, of Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, tribes. We said, but these are all, they need us, all these people need us and we need them. So we rejected this. That's how the principles of the NRM we hear about started. Patriotism. Love Uganda. Why? Because you need it. Pan-Africanism. Love Africa. Why? Because you need it. And that's how, when the old system broke down, because the old system broke down by itself, the crisis of 1966, which was just caused by our leaders. Then Amin comes in 1971. The whole system collapses completely. That's when we now came forward with our previously distilled principles of patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. And that's how we created the army and the political movement. And we gained the upper hand because we had factors of strength on our side. People were talking of disintegration. We are talking of integration. Now, I'm very happy that when we came from the bush, I don't remember what was happening in the churches. I don't remember when the Interreligious Council was formed, but somehow along the way it came out. Which year was it, Bishop Serwada? When did you start the beginning? Which year was it?
(1988).
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So, you hear that year, you formed the Interreligious Council. I really congratulate you. For finally being in the footsteps of Jesus. Because that's what Jesus, now because of, on my side, because of my position as a wealth creator, when I got involved in the church, in the Christian church, I liked the message of Jesus. Because the message of Jesus was very clear. The parable of the Good Samaritan. Very clear. You remember what the Pharisees were asking him, who is my neighbor? And Jesus answered them. He said, he gave them that parable of the man who was attacked by robbers and the bishops passed by him. The Pharisees were what? What were the Pharisees? The Pharisee came and passed. This one was supposed to be a very religious person. He passed. He didn't help him. Then another character called the Levite or something, another big fellow came and passed. Didn't help. It was the Samaritan, somebody who belonged to another religion, and I think another tribe or something like that, who helped. So Jesus said, now, here, who? So really, that is one. Then you go to many other portions of the Bible, especially the New Testament, like when he summarized the commandments, said the commandments are two: love God with all your mind, all your might, and love your neighbors, you love yourself. So, with this, I was very firm on the side of the NRM, but also very firm on the side of Christianity, because I could see that what those people who disturbed our country were doing, sectarianism of religion. How can you say you are dividing people on behalf of God? That you are dividing people on behalf of God, and that you are fighting sectarian conflicts. So I was very, very firm, and we are always very firm on that issue. So when you talk of peace and so on, it is because of that doctrine of no discrimination, no sectarianism. As Jesus said many times, we shall know them by their fruits. We judge people by what they do, not what they say or claim to be. So therefore, I want to congratulate, because on our side, on the political side, we moved fast. It is the religious, and that's why we abolished chaplains in the army. Tulifukuza hao, kwenda. Because there were, during Yamin's time, there were those characters there called chaplains. Reverend, one of them was, they were good people, but I don't know what the problem is. For instance, the late Bishop Cyprian Chihangire, you know him? He had been a chaplain in the army. Of course, he had no say. They were there, but those people were doing bad things there. Then you had the Muslims, Qasim or somebody. People were dying. The army is killing people, and you are talking of chaplains. We said, no, please, you go and sort yourselves out first. So I'm very happy to see that you got together and you are really moving very well together, because I've been watching. Let me see these people, whether they're in the footsteps of Jesus. or they are doing other things. But I congratulate you, I can see you are moving together. I don't know what Muhammad said on all these issues because I've never read the Quran. Muammar Gaddafi gave me the Quran, but I've never read it. So my entry point is on the side of the Christian. But I'm told from what the quotations by Sheikh Waiswa and Namakura, all of them seem to be the same like in the Bible. So I'm very glad we are moving well. Now, I was very happy with the message of Archbishop, our Archbishop. This is my Archbishop of our area. And he's from a place, a wonderful place called Buhungiro. Is that not your home, your grace? Buhungiro. Buhungiro is near the Tanzanian border. That's where we parked our army vehicles in 1979. With the Tanzanians, we parked our vehicles there. At his church, actually. There's a church there. One day I will come there because it is historic. That's where we had our depot where you put supplies, and then you get fuel and so on, food. So I'm very I congratulate him on his message. It was clear. He talked about the 4 dimensions of Jesus' ministry: preaching the gospel, healing the sick, feeding the hungry, but also the fact that Jesus himself worked. Jesus worked in the carpentry of Joseph. He worked himself with his own hands. So now that we are serving the side of being, as some of the people were quoting, being our brother's keeper. One of the speakers was talking about it, about Abel, Cain, the one who killed his brother. And when God asked him, he said, am I his keeper? And God was saying, no, you are your brother's keeper. The challenge now, as the message of the theme of this end of the year was, to help the poor. Help the poor materially, but also spiritually, I think also. They were talking about the spiritual poverty. Now, on the material side, I am happy to see that many people are really waking up. The citizens, these days I'm going around, you can imagine at independence, 1962, only 9% of the people were in the money economy. 91% were outside the money economy. In the pre-capitalist traditional economy of just producing for home consumption. That really has been the big challenge. Uganda is not a poor country at all, but the way people were producing wealth, they were producing just for eating mainly. This was 1962, 9%. When we came, we started talking about this, talking about it. By 2013, the figure had gone to 32%, the ones who were in the money economy. 68% were still outside the money economy. Even you, the churches, you see this when you have collections. I was attending one of the churches, and somebody brings one sugar cane. It's Kaijo, walking very slowly as if he's going to heaven that very moment, and puts a Kaijo. Sugar cane, just one step. Then another one was carrying one egg in a kavera. Coming slowly. This is not. Yes, okay. In Nyankore, they call it amajesha. That's what they are calling in Nyankore. I don't know what they say, how they say it in English. The harvest. But this is not. What did we do? What did we do with the parable of the talents? Where somebody gave his servants talents to multiply, and they don't multiply them. That cannot be God's way. So therefore, from 2013, I involved the army in distributing seedlings. To beg people, please get out of poverty, please. We beg you, get out of poverty for the sake of your home. As if I'm the one who is going to get out of poverty. I'm begging these people. They're just there satisfied, seated, drinking alcohol. They are not bothered. So the army started taking seedlings to these people. They did a good work. And when we checked 2019, at last 61% of the people were in the money economy. But still 39% were still out. So that's how we introduced this PDM. Because Operation Wealth Creation also had problems. These soldiers started doing their own things. And the people were complaining, they are only serving themselves. So we said, okay, get out, let the people get the money and buy their own inputs. That's how we started with the PDM. PDM is moving well in some areas. In other areas, there are some, like in Kapchorwa, I think I may have to arrest many people because I was there yesterday, and then I said, I asked, there was this huge crowd there. I said, did you get the 1 million per person? Many of them said no, they got less. I said, why? They said that, number one, the banks had deducted some money for transferring the money. How much did they deduct? They talked this, they said maximum was 30,000, which they deducted. Then I said, okay, that one will not happen again. In future, Kaseja will be the one to pay the bank charges, not the. We shall not deduct from the 1 million. The recipient must get 1 million. But apart from the deductions by the banks, did you get all the money? They said, no. Some people were cutting off the money. Some people got 500,000. So I said, okay, those who didn't get 970,000 lying here. Mm-hmm. They lined the whole. I had my policewoman. I said, now you write. So we are opening a general police file. Yesterday, my people wrote the name and the telephone, the name and the telephone. It's easy really to fight this corruption because now we have the communication. I can talk directly with anybody in Uganda through their personal phones. So we are now going to follow up all those. So I'm therefore very, very happy to see that, number one, the Intelligence Council is bringing the unity among our religious groups. Thank you so much. I want to thank you so much. But secondly, even the churches are beginning to get involved in wealth creation, doing exactly what Jesus did when he worked in the carpenter of Joseph. He himself worked to be able to produce and support the hungry as the poor. So I'm very happy with that. And some people were talking, Bishop Ruere was talking to us that in the Interreligious Council you have met, you have decided, and you want us to be together. So I'm ready. We are ready to work with you so that we fully use, because now when we checked, the people in the money economy are now 67%. The ones still outside the money economy are 33%. But even the 67% are not fully using their resources well. They need to be advised. But we are moving. That's why Uganda has got a lot of production, a lot of food, but we are going to do much more than that. So I'm very happy with the religious faith groups. You are moving in the right direction, and I really commend what you are doing in the Interreligious Council. Now, regarding if we do that, all these problems we are talking about, like jobs, you know, when like there is a man in Fort Portal, Nyakana, who is using 1 acre to employ 15 people and produce milk and eggs and so on. So you can imagine, he's able to give 15 jobs using 1 acre for poultry and for dairy cows, 0 grazing. Now Uganda has got 40 million acres of arable land. If only 7 million acres, people who own an acre, but 7 million of them were to do like Nyakana has done, would create 100 and I think 20 million jobs. Would have so many jobs. These are not high class jobs. They are farm jobs. Would create 120 million jobs. So the problem is not jobs. The problem is wealth creation. If you don't create wealth, where will the jobs come from? I employ, with Mama here, we employ many Ugandans at Rwakitura, at Kisozi. We employ them, hundreds. Why? The wealth is mine. I'm the wealth creator, but I create jobs for Ugandans. These are not highly paying jobs. They are not high-skilled jobs, but they are jobs to start with. Now, all these products we are producing, the milk, the eggs, the coffee, they need to be processed in factories. So you create factory jobs for ordinary workers, but also for engineers, for quality controllers, chemists, and so on. So the whole thing is linked. You cannot create jobs if you don't produce wealth. Wealth is the one which produces jobs. Now, finally, on the issue of the environment, our people who are dying, like the people who died in Bulambudi and who are died in Kasese, the Luganda proverb, Nantaburirwa yasabalana bwa bumba. Somebody was told that, please, you can't make a boat out of clay. He didn't listen. He went and made a boat made of clay. He put it in the water, sat in. When he got there, he drowned. This is what is happening. These areas where people are dying are really dangerous areas to be in. The very steep hillsides, we guided that any hillside which is 32 degrees vertical and more, don't put a house there. Don't live there. Because it's very dangerous. The building in the wetlands, very dangerous. All these problems are really caused by not listening to government advice. The accidents on the road, when the roads are tarmac and they are good, people die because they are overspeeding. So I think we need to talk to our people to listen to guidelines so that we don't get all these unnecessary problems. The bigger problems are now controlled. What you see happening in countries like Syria, that is sectarianism. That war there in Syria is because of sectarianism. The very sectarianism we fought here. The conflict between, there's a group called the Shia. These are all Muslims, but also there are some Christians and so on. But within the Muslim group, there are the Shia and the Sunni. This has been part of the problem in Lebanon, but also in Syria. I'm glad that you people got out of that danger. The danger of really irresponsible sectarianism. But now, these other reckless ways of life, you put a homestead where it should not be. In the Bible, Jesus talked about that, the one who built on a good ground, a firm ground. I know the Bible in Rutoro. I don't know how they say it in English. In fact, I know it in Rutoro. By the time I was the Bible had not been translated into Runyankore. Wayambikira Hamandara, the one who built on the firm ground, and the one who built somewhere else. When the flood came, it was taken away. So please, let's avoid risky living. Risky living physically, like building where you're not supposed to be, where you're not supposed to be, but also in behavior. That's how people get AIDS and all that. This is all due to risky behavior. So I thank you. I want to thank the celebrants. I want to thank the Archbishop for coming to preach the gospel here, and the other Bishop Serwada, and all the other bishops who read the lessons and prayed, and all of you who have come to join us. I'm glad that the State House, you know, when I came here, there used to be a lot of alcohol here. But I'm glad that now is a place of prayers and government work. God be with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Let's put our hands together to appreciate that powerful message to the nation by His Excellency the President. Your Excellency, we have two requests. We shall sing the anthems in reverse order, and request we sing one verse, one stanza. Then we'll request 4 photographs, a representative of the people who have been here, and 1 will be for the interreligious leaders. The second will be the vice president, chairman, vice chairman of the party and members of cabinet, and the judges, and then the ambassadors. If you have some 5 minutes to do that. Thank you. Anthems, one stanza. Thank you. Shall we have the leadership of the Interreligious Council to take a photograph with His Excellency the President? And then thereafter, we'll have the Vice President and the members of Cabinet and then the judges. Ambassadors and High Commissioners will also take a photograph with His Excellency the President, if you can spare a few minutes after Cabinet. We're beginning with Police Band. We are beginning with the Interreligious Council. If you can remain seated.